Ball is hit well to left field. Rickey is racing back, and Fletcher, oh, it's caught! Rickey made a heck of a play.
What a play. Run.
Tying run. And there it goes. It is deep to left field. Way back. Goodbye. It is time.
Rickey's going. Pitches high. He stole it. The American League record for Rickey Henderson. This will get a run home, maybe more. Mosby going back, looking up, out of here, and into the black seats, the hitting background. There aren't many leadoff men who can launch one like that to dead center field.
And a fly ball, right field. Is it going to fall? Is it going to fall? There it is! There it is! Number 3,000 for Rickey Henderson. And the Padres come streaming out of the dugout to congratulate their teammate who in his first at-bat has garnered his 3,000th career hit.
Come from behind a 1-0 deficit. Rickey goes, a pitch taken, he's going to have it. He does! Rickey Henderson, no contest, steals third base, jerks the bag from its moorings, and holds it aloft, representing number 939. Rickey pounds it with his left fist, hands it to equipment manager Frank Sinchek, who gives him a big hug. There's Rickey's mom.
Again, talking about the game being forgotten.
Somebody big just died. MLB Hall of Famer and stolen base king Rickey Henderson is dead at 65 years old. And here to help eulogize him is my friend Mike North. Mike, how are you, my friend? Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you and your wife. And I know, Joe, that you have a child already and you're expecting another one. So best of luck around Christmas Day. Could be a Christmas baby.
Thank you. Could be.
And by the way, Rickey Henderson was born on Christmas Day, ladies and gentlemen, in 1958. And we'll get to Rickey in just a minute, but we couldn't do this show or the other shows without some support from people here for the Barroom, the Cumberland Chapel Funeral Home. It's the best in the business, ladies and gentlemen. 8300 West Lawrence Avenue in Norwich. Was just out the other day to see my buddy Tino Antonacci, and I was talking to him, and he told me everybody's doing well over there. The place is cleaner than the Board of Health, and it's a place that you want to bring and to say goodbye to your loved ones. It's appropriate, nice, wonderful people. They handle all the situations that you'll run into, and you run into all sorts of situations. They are trained professionals. It's a big place, got plenty of chapels there, got a nice rotunda, and a nice place to respect somebody that you love. Cumberland Chapels, 8300 West Lawrence Avenue in Norwich. And then, like I said, I was talking to Tino Antonacci over there at Pennyville Station the other day. Went by, had one of their delicious prime cheeseburgers, a little bacon, had some extra bacon on the side. It was outstanding. They had a little broccoli with lemon, just nice. So yeah, I eat healthy now. The first 50 some years, I can't say I did, but now I watch a little bit more. But you know what? Even if you don't, they got great food there from shrimp to there's Tony and Jesse Rogers, my good pals. Look at the hair. I had a good hair day that day. 112 Main Street, Park Ridge, Illinois, 60068, ladies and gentlemen. And we appreciate them. Tino's there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday during the week. So check him out. Have a good time. We got our buddy Rickey Henderson who passed away. The lady's talking to me about Rickey Henderson. And first of all, I got to tell you something. I was sort of surprised. I didn't know he was sick.
I was stunned.
Yeah, I was shocked. Like I said, he was born on Christmas, December 25th in Chicago, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, Chicago boy.
You know what? You just can't, you can't keep us down. That's it.
That's it.
And 1958, though, I was born in 52, so I'm very blessed. Have my health and stuff, and I know lately we've lost a lot of great people because we do this show, And believe me, this show, they just ran in memoriam on TCM. They do it every year. The people that died, it took like 5-10 minutes almost.
Yeah, there's a lot.
And they play, they do the same thing we do. I mean, what if Joe wanted to, since I started the show, and we started the show here in the bar room with Aldo Gandia, if we played everybody, we've only been on a couple of years. If we played everybody that's died, it would take 15, 20 minutes with the music we have.
Oh, absolutely. Probably more.
Yeah. I mean, it's just been unbelievable. And I don't know, you just realize how valuable life is. And, Rickey Henderson was valuable to the game of baseball. And he was a right-handed batter through lefty. There he is. Great all-around foot. I mean, the guy played all three sports. Basketball, football, baseball. Cool uniforms. He played on 9 different major league teams, or really 5 different major league teams, 4 times with the Oakland A's. His career batting average is .279, but let me put it to you bluntly. He stuck around too long. I mean, he thought he could play after 25 years in the majors, and he ended up playing in Newark. He loved the game of baseball. He didn't need the money. He seemed to be well celebrated. He's well thought of. He was a first time winner for the Hall of Fame.
The Man of Steel, Mike.
Yeah, Man of Steel, STEAL.
Yep.
Joe was checking to see if I did my prep, but I did.
Oh, I had no doubts about that, Mike.
I'm just kidding. But it is a cool name after my boy Superman, Clark Kent. I used to call him Clarky in the neighborhood. But Man of Steel, STEAL. And Joe, 3,055 career hits, could hit with power, could run, field, do it all. He was not the greatest fielder. He made great plays. He only won 1 Gold Glove in his career, which is sort of shocking when you think he played 25 years.
Right.
With the speed that he had. He had 3,055 hits, 297 home runs. RBIs, Joe, 1,115. The big thing, 1,406 stolen bases, 2,290 runs. Played for Oakland, New York, Oakland, Toronto, Oakland, San Diego, Anaheim, Oakland, New York, Seattle, San Diego, Boston, and LA. How the White Sox or Cubs didn't get him, because they usually get a lot of people's cast-offs.
They played everywhere, yeah.
They play everywhere. They didn't get him. He was a coach for 1 year. Apparently, man, he probably thought he was better than half the players. He only lasted 1 year with the Mets, 2007. 10-time All-Star. 2-time World Series champ, 89-93. MVP in 1990. American League Championship Series MVP, 89. Gold Glove winner, like I said, once, 81. 3-time Silver Slugger Award, 81, 85, 90. 12-time AL stolen base leader. That was his forte. Number 24, retired by the Athletics. 1,406 career stolen bases, career-wise, all-time record. 2,295 career runs, all-time record. The one that boggles your mind, 130 stolen bases in 1 year.
That's insane.
Unbelievable. I remember Maury Wills having 94 stolen bases in the 60s, and Jack Brickhouse said, or no, Ty Cobb had the record, and Maury had 100, I think, 4 or something. And Jack Brickhouse said that record would never be broken, and Rickey Henderson just obliterated it.
He did.
Not even 90, yeah, 94.8% voted him in. I mean, Mariano Rivera gets a unanimous vote, but this guy doesn't. That's the joke of the baseball rankers.
Makes no sense.
Some guy that pitches 1 inning that couldn't be a starter in the majors. No, back in the day. No offense against Mariano Rivera, excellent stopper, did his job, and Eckersley invented it basically. Suter, guys like that, but he was something else. But to not have 1 negative vote, give me a break. Even Babe Ruth had him. Ted Williams had him. Joe DiMaggio had him. So that's New York bias bull. Mariano Rivera, it's a specialty position on top of that. But Rickey Henderson with 94% should have been To me, I don't know how you don't vote the guy in the first
Easy.
time.
Should have been unanimous.
And what's funny, Joe, is Will Clark told the story. I don't know if you saw it. He's on first base, and Will Clark's on first, defensively. And he always talked in the third person.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Ricky.
So, yeah, he said, he goes to, and Will Clark told the story the other day. He goes, how you doing, Ricky? He goes, Ricky gonna run. He goes, Ricky gonna run. And all of a sudden, the coach goes, hey, you can't run. It's the spring training game that we want to see a couple of these hitters, Rick. So the manager said, stay where you're at. So Will Clark goes, well, isn't that something? Nobody I thought could stop Rickey Henderson, except maybe Rickey Henderson. And he goes, Ricky running. And Ricky and he stole the bag. So I mean, it was he was always
Hall of Famer.
People want Rickey Henderson to do this. He would talk always in the third person there. Now, I want to get his records up here because his records are impressive. His stolen base is 1,406. Most times caught stealing now. That's a record, folks, because if you're going to steal, it's not like Rickey Henderson stole bases and never got caught. He got caught 335 times, which is the most of anybody. Okay? He scored the most runs, 2295. Most games let off. Listen, 81 games he let off with a homer.
Wow.
Coming right out of the dugout, first, still cold, bang, home run. He holds the record for most unintentional walks, 21-29. He played 25 seasons with one homer or more. Most seasons leading the league in stolen bases, 12. Those are all records. Single season, under 30 stolen bases. 42 times he was caught stealing in one season. Now, so it wasn't like, Lou Brock to me was as good a base stealer. And Rickey got himself in trouble when he broke the all-time record. He thought Muhammad Ali, he would mimic his hero, Muhammad Ali, and he said, I'm the greatest of all time. Well, in baseball, you don't rub it in the guy's face that you broke, and Lou Brock was there. And
sure.
Lou Brock, I remember watching with the Cubs. It was one of the worst trades in history for Ernie Broadwell. And, was it brutal? And he was a humble guy, great player. We should have never gotten rid of him. One of the worst trades in Chicago history.
Oh, yeah.
Goes right up there with the Chris Sale trade and others.
Yeah.
No doubt. But the Brock trade was brutal because he was a nobody. Sale was a somebody. I was mad about Sale more than Brock because Brock was a 240 hitter. Then he goes to St. Louis, becomes a Hall of Famer. Just a terrible trade for a sore-on pitcher named Ernie Broglio. But he was a good guy, and Henderson felt bad about that. But then he said later on, now, Brock's not here to substantiate it, neither is Rickey, but Rickey at the time said later on that Brock helped him write the speech. But I doubt that Brock knew he was going to say I'm the greatest of all time, which he ended up being. Not. But it wasn't not a good thing. A 10-time American League All-Star, outstanding player, no doubt about it. Not much about Rickey as far as the thing that I did, Joe, I was thinking about because he played a lot out in the West Coast. You didn't see as much of him, just like we don't see as much of Mike Trout.
Yeah,
we don't even. Go ahead.
If he was an East Coast guy, he would have been all over.
I mean, Ohtani's the first guy that people really, are focused in on as far as being as great as he was. They won the World Series, and baseball is more accessible now than it used to be. Okay, but Rickey Henderson played in Oakland at night, and we didn't see a whole lot of him. Then he started bouncing around. It's hard to keep track of him. He's with Toronto one year, the next year he was San Diego, the next year
he was all over the place, Mike.
He was all over the place, which in a way hurt his lifetime average down to 270.
He played too long. He once was quoted. Somebody was talking to him about John 3:16 from the Bible, and he goes, "Rickey doesn't know anything about 3:16. He wants to hit 330."
I know. Funny stuff.
And Mike, he played with Ken Griffey Jr. of course, a young Ken Griffey Jr. And Ken put out a statement today. I pulled it up here if we wanted to take a look at it quickly.
Good.
I just thought it was a really good statement. He said, Ken Griffey Jr. on the passing of Rickey Henderson. Yesterday was the hardest day for me, probably in my professional career. For all the guys we've lost this year, Rickey meant more to me than anyone. I was closest to Rickey. He was just so special to me. Rickey was my favorite player as I was growing up. I looked up to him, and then I got to know him and got to play with him. He was like an uncle to me. Rickey took the time to get to know me when I was a young player, not just the son of a ball player, but as a person, a peer, and he was really someone who looked out for me. He'd call, he'd check in on me, he'd talk to me about what was happening in my career and my life. Rickey seemingly never had a bad day. You never knew that he was 4 for 4, 0 for 4. He still had that same smile, the Rickey smile. Every fan who ever showed up to watch Rickey play got the full Rickey experience. One of the great moments of my career was early on, maybe 1993, and we played a turn back the clock game against the A's. Rickey and I shared a glove in center field. I dropped my glove behind second base as I jogged out to the field, and Rickey would pick it up. Who does that? He was such a special person as well as a special player. The amount of respect I had for him is impossible to overstate. What a statement.
Great statement. And I'll say this. We've lost Pete Rose. We've lost Orlando Cepeda. We've lost Willie Mays. We've lost Rocky Colavito.
Fernando Valenzuela.
And now this guy here, Rickey Henderson. That's a pretty damn good team. In 1 year, we've lost
damn
those
good
greats.
Team.
We've lost those greats. Mays. So with all due respect to Ken Griffey Jr., Rose had an impact on me. I know what he meant because he was nice to him. As far as baseball goes, and all those guys from Colavito to Mays to Rose to Henderson, they're all big, great. And you know what they are? Somebody big that just died.
That's right. You got to be big to make this show, Mike.
You got to be big to make this show, Joe. Believe me, we've had some discussions.
Close calls, yeah.
Close calls. Here or there, everywhere. Some that were rejected that people were bitter about, upset, or some that should have been in there, but some that were in there that maybe should have been in there. But at the end, it's been a great year for us. I mean, we hope we don't have to do any more than of course, Rickey Henderson. What a tough way to go! Almost equaled dying on his birthday, which is the 25th. By the way, Rickey was married, had 3 kids, from what I understand, and a lovely wife. So, our condolences absolutely go out to them. No doubt about it. It was very sad, unexpected. They said he died. He had pneumonia. Okay.
Yep, he had pneumonia, which is wild. But pneumonia took out Rickey Henderson.
Yeah, I mean, unbelievable. You would think that the pneumonia thing wouldn't have been something that would help him. His in 1983, he married his high school sweetheart Pamela. That's who I was looking for.
God bless.
They had 3 children: Angela, Alexis, and Adriana. He died 5 days before his 66th
birthday.
Yeah,
crazy, Mike. And I got a picture that was in the selection. It's him. It's 3 months ago, with his daughter throwing out the first pitch to him. I mean, look at this guy. He doesn't look like a guy that's going to die 3 months later of pneumonia.
No. I like the leathery face, though. God bless him. He was in shape. He was a ball player. And then to catch pneumonia and to go like that. By the way, I mean, I just saw it's been like how many days since Jimmy Carter?
He's been like 19 months or something like that.
19 months in
almost 2 years in hospice.
Yeah. I mean, the guy's been in hospice for 19 months, for Christ's sake. Let somebody else have a chance. Give him the bed, okay? I mean, my God, Joe. I told B, absolutely not. No more than 95 days in hospice. You never know. I may make a comeback, okay, in the 95th day. But no,
you just
at
that point,
4 days. Let the guy go, right?
At that point, Mike, just get you a Chicago dog and Italian beef and call it a day.
The guy was laying on his back with his mouth wide open like this. What fun is that?
Somebody needs to give him some peanut butter stat.
Yeah, catching some flies. Anyway, Joe, God bless everybody. God bless everybody. Merry Christmas to all. If we don't see a Happy New Year, somehow though, with the Christmas holidays coming up, we'll all be exhausted by Thursday or Friday, no doubt about that.
That's
Joe,
right.
good luck with the baby. Thanks to Cumberland Chapels.
Thank you.
Thanks to Pennyville Station. Oh, the bar room. Big honor today in the paper. Or Peggy Kaczynski put this out, and I'm glad that she did it. And I wanted to just let Joe know, because Joe's been with the bar room for a long.
I have.
How long with the bar room, Joe?
It's probably about, if I don't know on paper, but I think about 7 or 8 years.
Okay. Anyway, they came out with the 100 top podcasts. Okay, I don't know if you saw this, Joe.
I did not see this. This is news to me.
Well, 100 best podcasts. Now, Hogan John's got number 1. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
The other 2, Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft, that's a radio. Bernstein and Rahimi, that's a radio podcast. Matt Spiegel, Show with Parkins, that's last year. That's a radio show. The Chicago Audible's the second one, came in 5th. Yep. Okay. The Best of 670, The Score, came in 6th. That's another radio thing. So there should have been different categories. And 7th, the Barroom Network for the best podcast out of a top 100. Barroom Network brings you a diverse collection of podcasts. Many cover the Bears, but also the Cubs, White Sox, Bulls, Blackhawks are featured, as well as movie and TV.
Beautiful. That's awesome.
And proud of that. I mean, Waddle and Sylvie finished behind us, such Joe Ostrowski, some great guys, White Sox Talk podcast, the Chicago Cubs podcast. And then 39th, which isn't bad because we only do a 1-hour show a week. All these others do a lot more podcasts. The Odds Couple out of 100.
You and Carm.
Me and Carm got it.
Beautiful.
I'm never happy with 39th in anything. Okay, I'd like to be in first, but we'll work hard. but to be ranked after do 1 hour a week, to be 39th, and to see the shows behind us, check it out. It's on my front page at North to North. I wanted to get that in. Good job by everybody.
Thanks, Mike. That's great news. Love to hear that.
Great news.
And make sure you subscribe to the Barroom Network.
That's right.
Like, and then you can find us wherever you
get
can
yourself
get your
a Johnny Buffone.
That's
get yourself a Johnny Buffone, a Vinny Parisi. Are you kidding me? Vinny was born with a 5 o'clock shadow. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Rickey Henderson, God bless. Have a nice one, folks, and see you on the next time. And somebody big just died.